All right, it's the game is the game. NBA live stream of consciousness coming to you guys a little bit late. I'm gonna try to get these out early. I'm trying to time it up with the news of the day, but it's kind of hard to do that and get them out early. So I'm just gonna get them out early, and if there's something that needs to be talked about, I'll have an instant reaction on those. Um, Adam Silver came out today and said the NYC vax rules make no sense. I don't think they make any sense either, whether you believe in vaccinations or not. Allowing a road player to play when they're not vaccinated and a home player not to play, that doesn't really make sense. And that's a different discussion, but I think part of the problem is I don't think that there has been steady messaging, and this is a one that is once in a generation type situation, so I can see how that happens. But yeah, Adam Silver says the rules don't make sense, and I think that there's been movement as far as basketball wise. Looks like there's going to be movement to NYC removing their vax rule completely. California today lifted the mask requirement indoors, so I just think that it's just a matter of when. I mean, people weren't really following the rule as it is, so it's just a matter of when, not if the rule changes. So that's obviously going to change the net situation. Because a lot of people worried about uh, not having Kyrie um, potentially in the playoff series if they get to the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to have to worry about that. The only thing they do have to concern themselves is if they play Toronto. Toronto does not allow a vaccinated player in their country, so he won't be able to play any road games in Toronto. So something to think about. Um, the Boston Celtics have been killing. Had a big win last night, routed the 76ers. Um, they are ending on a pretty strong winning streak here, but I don't know if that actually means anything or if that pretends to anything. Like my old head NBA fans can remember the KG Minnesota Timberwolves. They used to always end the All-Star break on a little bit of a streak, a 10 game, 11 game streak. This was multiple times this happened. And I think it's just about 1-2. Yeah, I think they have the longest. Yeah, they have the longest winning streak in the NBA. But it's hard to focus during the break. A lot of teams, say for a team like the Sixers, you have James Harden not playing the games. A lot of players looking towards a rest, knowing that hey, we're not really building on anything here because we're gonna have a big piece come onto the roster after the All-Star break. It's kind of hard to get guys to focus and buy in. A lot of this is just mental, and these games do matter. I'm not going to brush it aside. I think, damn, you see, Boston's only 2 games back on the loss column of Philadelphia, so these games do matter. I'm not good. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but I'm saying it's just hard for certain teams to focus. And Boston's in a little bit of a lather right now, so it's easier to end the All-Star break strong when you're on a bit of a streak. The question is, do they pick this up after the All-Star break? After the All-Star break is generally when the NBA schedule gets harder for the historic teams, the Lakers, the Celtics, the teams that are supposed to be good this year, the Nets, Miami, the Warriors. That's because they don't like to compete with the NFL. So majority of the better games are generally after football season's done, after the All-Star break, when the whole media's gaze is on the NBA. And that's going to be magnified this time because there's no baseball season, or at least not yet. I just saw this thing where this baseball player Soto was offered $350 million before the lockout. I don't think he took it, obviously. Um, Imagine being offered 350 million M's. 350 M's. 350 of them things, and saying, nah, you know what? Nah, the price of the brick is higher than that. So yeah, we'll see about Boston. Shout out to my brother. It's just everybody's getting ready for the break. We can talk about games and what's going on and teams streaking, but everybody's getting ready for the All-Star break. I think it's a needed break for a lot of these players. Remember when everybody was testing positive for COVID and they were signing all these random players? Remember that? That seems like another lifetime ago. Just the waves of a basketball season. A basketball season is so long. Just the waves that it goes through. It's just interesting. Remember when the Knicks and Kemba Walker was playing well and the Knicks were the toast of the town? They lost to Oklahoma City the other night. My man attacked me about the Kings being 2-1. Shout out to Michael Walker Jr. And the Pacers being 0-3 since the trade. The Pacers are not trying to win this year. They have common sense. I wish the Kings had common sense. They're winning these meaningless games. It's just common sense for the Pacers to lose out. You have a young stud in Halliburton, a very tradable contract in Malcolm Brogdon, and Halliburton and Turner to pair together. That's a great way forward. You get a good draft pick and see what you can do this year in the draft. I think that's the way to build a team if you have some common sense. The Kings, once again, and I might just do a separate Kings Landing podcast. So check out for that. I think I'm going to do that and just show up to the arena and display my disgust after every game. But the Kings, I was just talking to my guy, RJ, about this. The Kings, Richaun Holmes has not played well since the trade. Of course, he hasn't played well since the trade. His play that got him this big contract was due to his connection with Halliburton. I'm sure he's upset that Halliburton left. One, and I'm sure he's doubly upset that he's coming off the bench now for Sabonis. How don't they trade Richaun Holmes? If the whole goal of that trade was to say, okay, this is our team. This is the way that we're moving forward now. We're going to try to make a playoff push and look towards the future. You want to make sure that your locker room is set. The part of the reason they traded Bagley is because Bagley he's not part of our long-term plans, and why keep a guy who's going to be unhappy? Like, common sense would tell you, and this is the part that just amazes me with NBA and NFL GMs time and time again. It's like, do you not understand the psyche of the players? Do you not understand if you trade for Sabonis and put Richaun Holmes on the bench, he's going to be upset. He's not going to play well. Why not trade that contract? Zach Lowe was saying in the Low Post that he was surprised that Richaun Holmes wasn't traded. And I'm sure the Kings got some offers and felt it wasn't fair value. That just doesn't make sense. Like, if you're trying to move forward with a team, bring good vibes, good energy, we're really pushing. This is our guy, Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. We're trying to build between those two players. Why keep a guy on the team who plays such a big role on the team in the previous iteration and put him on the bench? Why keep him on the team? That doesn't make any sense. I just think, once again, it's just bad management by the Kings. Halliburton came out again and said, he wanted to be like Chris Webber was for the Kings. And it's just a sad commentary. It's just sad. So Kings play the Bulls today. I expect them to get blown out like usual. It's the Kings. This is what they are in this league. So, all right, I'll go ahead and leave it there. The special videos are going to be dropping soon. I tried to see if I can get some stuff cleared for one of them, and I can't. So go ahead and drop those videos, especially during the All-Star break. Try to keep the streets fed. But thank you for tuning in. Definitely subscribe, leave a comment. I respond to all the comments besides Michael Walker Jr.'s comments because they're so ridiculous. I don't think they need an explanation unless it's something that I need to rant on like I did today. But the game is the game.
So what's up, man? What's up with you otherwise, The game is a game. Always.